So first off, my name is Larry Lytle. Rich and I were friends for, told somebody recently, about 100 years. It seemed longer than that actually, but it was honestly about 30 years. And I was telling somebody recently about the first time I met him. He worked for a large convenience store chain and I worked for a competitive chain. We actually met at a Charlotte race. And so we were in the suite and we both happened to be getting some food at the same time. And even though we'd known each other, we didn't necessarily, weren't friends and hadn't spent a lot of time together. And so in the course of standing there, he said, you know, my company won't be happy with me talking to you. And I said, well, my company won't be happy with me talking to you. And he said, all right, well, that's just the way it is, I guess. So he went his way and I went mine. I went up to get another drink. A few minutes later, he came over and he said, do you give a crap what they think? I said, no, not really. He said, well, then let's just sit together the rest of the day. So that's what we did. And we became friends, spent a lot of time together at conventions and different places, and actually went on vacation together, my wife and I, and he and Kathy. And it was mostly a great experience, as you can imagine. We went to the Grand Canyon, we went to Las Vegas, where of course you know he was the king of Las Vegas. We spent one morning doing our best looking for elk. If you've ever been to the Grand Canyon or out that area, we wanted to find elk. We wanted pictures of elk. There wasn't an elk to be found. The next morning, we go out for breakfast, and we look, and there's about 10 elk right in the McDonald's parking lot. So he and I became convinced they had them brought in every day, so the tourists would stop every day and take pictures. So I don't know if that was true or not, but we certainly thought that was true. So we want to, share some memories tonight of Rich. I have a lot that I can share, some I won't share, but some I will. One of my favorites, I think, is for the folks in here who are suppliers, folks like Core-Mark, Hackney. They do these shows every year called Quality Time. And basically what that means is that they rent hotel rooms and they put a vendor in a hotel room, and there's about 40 rooms. And they bring 40 retailers, and the retailers go from room to room to room for 2 days, just looking at what the vendor has, what they're trying to sell, all those kind of things. So I had 2 guys with me that worked for me, and we go in this one room, and they had a table, 2 chairs, the vendor on the other side. So I told my 2 guys, you sit there in those chairs and kind of take over. So I sat down on the couch that was behind them. I happened to notice that on the end table, the vendor had his laptop there. And I noticed it had not gone into sleep mode. So I pulled it on my lap. And I proceeded to send an email to Rich from the vendor's laptop that basically said, I just met with the folks from Wilco. Those folks are so much nicer than you. They're all so much smarter than you. Why can't you be like them? And I put the laptop back. So the vendor has no idea this had happened. So I don't know, maybe 2 minutes passed. His phone starts going off. He looks at it, doesn't answer, continues selling. 2 minutes more, phone goes off. He doesn't answer. 2 minutes more, it goes off again. I said, listen, obviously somebody's trying to get you. If you need to talk to them, it's fine. He's like, no, I'm not taking another call. with a retailer in here. And of course, if you know Rich, the phone went off again. And I said, listen, it's fine to go ahead and take it. Well, when he answered it, I could hear Rich from where I was sitting saying, how dare you send an email like that to me? He just went off. And this guy could not get a word in edgewise. And he had no clue what had happened until I fell off the couch laughing. But he finally figured out what had happened. Of course, then it wasn't but about 2 minutes my phone went off. So, I got to hear the rest of the story from Rich. So. But we want to thank y'all for coming. I've got some stuff I know I want to tell, but I want to bring up Mark Davenport. For those of you who know Mark, he ran the Davenport Company in Core-Mark, and now that he's retired, he's become a rock singer. If you look at him, but he's with the band.
If you grow a ponytail, you're a rock star.
Party and back.
Without any talent whatsoever.